This episode is brought to you by the Old Dominion Athletic Foundation. Because of you, we create winners in the classroom, in athletic competition, and in life. Become a member today.
Yeah. Hello, Monarch fans. Welcome to the Hudson Homers podcast. CB is here. Coach Finny is here.
Yes.
CB, how you doing?
Hey, I'm great, man. Had a good week. Went and saw lacrosse play on a beautiful, cold Norfolk Saturday. And we won't talk about the results, but it was a nice time.
That's a tough conference to be in for them, for sure. And
rough one.
Finny, I know you had a late night last night getting back from Mobile, but how are you doing today?
Yeah, doing good, man. It's nice to be in. We looks like we escaped the bad weather while we were gone.
Nice.
We had some nice weather, kind of like today, basically, what we were in. So nice to be back to that. And looks like we got a pretty good week of weather. So we're excited about the warmth.
Yeah, it's summer already. I saw nothing but 80s the rest of the week here in Richmond anyway.
Here comes the pollen, right? The pollen they're way ahead of us down there a few weeks, certainly. And I'm still stopped up. The pollen was rough down there, man. Everything was yellowish green, and I caught it pretty good. When we stepped off that plane, I was like, "Ooh, there it is." So, yeah, but that just means spring's here, so that's nice.
Yeah, there you go.
No more cold weather. We will gladly take it. Glad to be back at home this week too after a busy week last week. I mean, 5 games, you got 4 of them on the road. That was a pretty tough stretch there, but I know you had the William & Mary game at home to start the week, not the outcome we're looking for there, but bounce back the next day with a nice road win at Richmond.
Yeah, the William & Mary game, we jumped up 3-0, man, and then we just didn't do anything the rest of the game offensively. It was disappointing, and kind of let them – they got back in it and then let them, expand their lead late. And, they had a couple of their better bullpen arms ready to come into the game probably if they did get back in it, which they did. And, they beat us. We just got to play better, certainly. So, it was a chilly day. It wasn't going to be a day a lot of runs were going to be scored. But we bounced back, went to Richmond the next day, and, that second game is always can be a little tougher on your pitching, but I thought we pitched really well. I thought Hubble, gave us 3 good innings, and then, a couple young guys gave us 2 each. Maddox Jack and Chris Cavalcante, and then Bailey Matella gave us the last 2. So those guys, pitched out a couple jams and didn't fold, and we were able to expand that lead. Kind of as opposite of the game Tuesday. We were able to expand the lead late and get a few in the 7th, 8th, and 9th to break it open a little bit. And so I was proud of how we played. We played good defense, and we got a few big hits in that game. Mav hit a home run early to give us the lead. And then we had a couple guys come off the bench in that game. Efrain Morales had a pinch hit, RBI single. Nick Felton had an RBI single for us off the bench as well. So that was good to see.
Yeah, I got there right about the bottom of the 6th. And I think if I'm going to take away one thing from that game is Chris Cavalcante working out of a jam. I mean, he may have put himself in that a couple times, but able to get out of it. I think he only gave 1 earned run over the 2+ innings that he pitched. But I think that's the thing you're looking for, those younger guys that get in the jam, leave them out there, let them work through it. And then in Chris's case, it paid off pretty well.
Yeah, and that's what we talked about. Like, that's part of the growth process. It's like, sometimes you got enough pitching, you can go get saved, but sometimes you don't, and you got to figure it out, or else you get your brains beat in. And, both those guys, I thought Maddox threw the ball real well. CC kind of got, like you mentioned, got himself into some trouble, and Mike went out and kind of barked at him a little bit and got himself out of it, made a big pitch, and at that point, just giving up one, we tell the guys all the time, man, you can always come back from ones. It's the crooked numbers that get you.
Yep.
Unless it's the bottom of the ninth or whatever. So, you gotta find a way to work out of it, and to do that, you got to know what your best bullets are and how to fire them to get you out of trouble. So those guys did that day. I thought that was a good job, and we went down to Mobile and got down there and had a good workout. The weather was great. Friday game. We just again, it's when it hasn't gone our way, it's been, pretty much of the same thing, Groundhog Day. Like, we just get behind by too many too early, and Kuski has a quick first inning, and then he can't get his feet back on the ground in the second or third, and we're down 7-0. Just before you know it. And their Friday guys pretty good, and
really well.
Yeah, and we kept it there. I thought the bright spot, if there was one that night, was Landy. I thought Cole Lanford threw the ball real well. In fact, their coach was like, "Man, I'm glad he was in that game, when you were down." And I also thought that they brought their closer into the game in the 5th inning, and he's good. That lefty, Scheinfeld or something like that. And I was glad to see him in there when they were up by 4, and and they burned him for the weekend, because that's a really good arm. And if they don't throw him and he's in that game Saturday, that may be a different outcome. So, Lanny was good. We his longest outing of his career, I think, 4 innings, and again, he looked just like he looked at Troy, I thought. It was 89-90. It was 3 pitches in the, so he made him look bad. So hopefully he can keep building on that, and we can get him in there and, in better situations. But that's, again, he's a freshman. That's part of the process. Like, you got to get him out there, and they got to figure it out. I've been really proud of his competitiveness. My son watches our games, and he'll tell me the point in the game where he turns it off. Sometimes he said, "I was watching that game till you guys dropped the second pop-up," but stuff like that.
It's fair. It's fair.
It's very fair. I said that's when I stopped watching too. But he said, "Man, Lanford had some smoke coming out of his ears," and I said, "Yeah, he did." He said, "Man, a couple of those other guys just looked scared." Like, and that's a guy that played college baseball, and I think those are comments that you don't like to hear, because if you go out there and it looks that way, that's like blood in the water for the other.
Yeah. You start leaning on that.
It does. And
if you can see it on TV, you can definitely see it in the other dugout.
Yeah, and it's not fair to anybody to go compete with that look on your face. We call it the masks we wear, right? Like, put a different mask on. Like, put the tough guy mask on. Like, fake yourself into that or something, So, I don't know. It's just I found that comment honest and also true, but also, a bit disheartening to think that would, be the case. But on the positive side, Lanny was good. He looked good. He pitched good. Hopefully we can keep building on that. And he may have put their bats a little bit in the jar for Saturday.
Yep.
Now Saturday was a completely different day, man. There was a northeast wind blowing in pretty good. I think we probably would have had 3 home runs on that day, and we left a bunch out there on the bases on top of it.
Man, it's a wonder we won that game, because you're right. It seemed like a million left on base. They were walking the entire lineup,
and I'm thinking, like, if we lose this game 3-2, I'm going to be sick because we had so many. And their coach even said it on Sunday. We were talking. He goes, "Man, that should have been an 8-0 game." Yeah, and yes, it should have, without a doubt. And that's where we got to be better. Like, we had so many chances to bust that thing open, and maybe you use a different pitcher or something like that, but we didn't. So we went 2-0, and I thought JJ Gaddy gave us his best start of the year.
Yeah.
4 shutout innings. Ben Tanton came in and gave us 2, really solid innings and made some big pitches with guys in scoring position, in a tie game at that point. And then Jackson Okonkwo with his best outing of the year, 3 shutout innings, and he was really good. And we turned a couple of double plays for him that I thought helped as well.
Maverick was incredible defensively that game.
Great weekend. Yeah.
Mav decided to be Roberto Alomar out there, and like he made some fantastic plays, boy. And they kept challenging him, and they kept calling him out. Thank goodness. But we played good defense for the most part that day. But and so you're going to Sunday and you're 1-1, and we just haven't pitched good enough to give ourselves a chance to be in the game on Sunday. And I don't know. I mean, maybe that's a different second inning. The first inning we shoot ourselves in the foot. We got third base stolen, and Zach kind of just brain farts and gets picked off of first, and we don't score. But we turn a double play to get out of the bottom of the first. Second inning, if we catch that ball on the left, maybe it's a different story. But Nick gave up 6 barrels in a row, in a row, which is almost impossible when you think about it. And his stuff was good, man. I mean, he touched 95.
Wow.
So it's coming out of his hand good. He's just got to, be better with his command. We're going to keep running him out there because I like the stuff. And right now we don't have a better guy. He just got to find a way. We're just trying to get 3 innings out of him, and we felt like we could get into the game. And
he's talented. It's one of the, I'm with you. I love that approach because you got to believe, like, hey, man, you got it here. Go out and make it happen.
Yeah. It's just, I think what happens to him sometimes is he goes the opposite way. Some guys start getting hit and they start throwing balls everywhere. He starts throwing balls, too many hitter strikes.
Right.
So there's a needle to thread there. But he feels good. Balls come out of his hand good. Play the odds, and we're going to stay with the same rotation this weekend. I think we just have to, and those guys just got to figure it out. I think some of the young guys are getting better out of the bullpen, and Davis wasn't good yesterday, but he's coming off his career long the week before, and it's not a safe situation. I really didn't want to throw him, but we had to at least maybe try to keep it right there, and didn't work out. So
he seemed like he was leaving everything up in the zone, like that slider gyro ball was just up, and when that's right below the letters, that's a big ball to go hit.
Yeah, and they were on it. So kudos to them. They have a good team, and we didn't do a good job with their starter. I mean, he was bouncing a bunch of breaking balls that we were swinging at, and when we've been good, we've been more disciplined. We had guys swinging at breaking balls that are bouncing up there, and I'm like, when did we start doing that?
I mean, for the week, we it kind of was starting last week, but this week especially, not enough hitting. I mean, you 6 runs in a 3-game series. It's amazing you won one.
I mean, we got outscored 22-6 and won one.
Yeah,
right. That's getting dominated actually.
Yeah.
And so you're lucky you won one.
Right.
But that's no good. Like, we got to be better than that. Like, I don't think there's any question. Offensively, that was our worst weekend of the year. And the pitching was fine. It wasn't better than that. I thought their Friday guy was good. The kid yesterday mixed his stuff, but if we could have been more patient, I think that we'd have had a better chance, obviously. And you start pressing. I mean, when it's 7-0 again or whatever, it's like it wears on you a little bit. It does. But swinging at balls is never the answer. That's for sure. So.
Yeah. And it puts South Alabama in a position too where they can just tell their starter, "Hey, go throw strikes. We're going to save arms."
Yeah.
So that's why their Sunday guy.
Yeah, and I mean, late scorches one to center, gets caught. Mav scorches one to center, gets caught. It's just like that's how it works. I mean, you're filling up strike zone and you're up by a bunch, then you play the odds, right? So that's how it works right now, and we've got to figure out a way to be more competitive. Like I said, even the game we won, like good teams, man, you're ready to hit when those guys are in scoring position, especially third base with less than 2 outs. I think we're taking too many strikes in those situations where, good teams, you're ready to hit that first strike you see, you hit in the outfield, it's at least a sac fly, or when you can take aggressive swings at the ball. So that's the thing approach wise that we got to be better at. I don't think it's as much.
You've said it a bunch. It's that competitiveness. You got to want to win in those situations. You got to want to not be beaten. Like I said, you got a guy. We've had a bunch of second and third or first and third no outs and not gotten bases loaded no outs and not gotten runs. And it's like, come on, you can't get a sac fly. We can't get a ground ball to the right side. Like you got to compete and win in those spots.
Yeah, and it's things we work on, It's like we've seen guys do it, but you got to do it in games. Like we can't swing the bat or throw the ball. Like you got to be ready for the moment. When the moments come, like you're ready for the moment, or the moment gets you. And I think that's happening too much. Guys just got to climb in and want to do it. It almost feels like the pressure should be on the defense in that situation.
Mm-hmm.
We feel it when it happens to us, but why aren't we like putting that energy out there when we're in that position?
Yeah, put them on their heels a bit.
That's the question, like that should be game time to bust them open. And so that's something we gotta get better at for sure.
If there's one silver lining from the weekend from the pitching side, I mean, obviously Saturday was fantastic with Gaddy, Tanton, and Okonkwo, but you did not walk as many guys. I mean, even Sunday, the walks are way down. You got 3 walks, nobody hit by a pitch. With Saturday, obviously with that crew, they did really well. They had 2 walks, nobody hit by a pitch. And I think it was only 3 on Friday. I mean, Kusky, like majority of his runs came up through hits, not walks. Yeah. So a little bit different. It's kind of they're pitching to the contact. So how do you find the middle ground between too many walks, too many hits? Like, come on, Goldilocks that thing, and you're going to be in great shape.
Yeah, I thought the Friday guy's zone was atrocious. Like, we struck out looking 10 times, and they didn't strike out looking once. Now, we taken too many close pitches, yes, but that's crazy. I thought Saturday and Sunday zones were good. I thought both those guys. Danny on Saturday, his zone was very good. And Jeremy on Sunday, his zone was good too. So those guys.
That's another thing to me that I think when you talk about competing and winning, as a hitter, sitting there, especially when you're in like the 7th inning, you've seen the strike zone the whole game. Okay, the strike zone. Congrats. But if you're watching it and he calls it a strike, and you go back to the dugout, like, well, congrats, the strike zone better, but you're still out.
Yeah.
So you gotta, like, at some point, you gotta adjust for the day and say, look, this probably gonna be a strike. Maybe I need to foul it off, do something. But this like moral victory you're taking that the strike zone better isn't doing anybody any good.
No, you're right. And the point I made after the game Friday was we struck out 14 times, 10 looking.
Yeah.
They struck out 6, 0 looking. Like,
right.
You tell me who's competing more. Like, that's it right there. And so coming back, coming back to the dugout and, Hayes is telling me, they're saying it's off the plate. I said, well, then we better get on top of the plate.
Yeah.
We hit it because he's calling it.
Let's adjust, right?
But
you're
right. That's just being soft. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Let's call it what it is.
Yeah, it happens in the first inning. It's like, okay, man, you didn't know yet. But when you're in the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th inning, you know what the zone is at this point. You've been out there all day. Like, it doesn't matter what you believe is okay, expand your zone. Be aggressive. Go attack. Do something with the ball.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm the old guy that's crotchety and, yelling at everybody. So what do I know? This new age player, like, they don't want to just dig up and get it in play, like, but we're gonna get some. We're gonna find some.
I mean, their leadoff hitter was a great example. That guy 4 hits on Friday because he's flicking the ball in play. Yeah,
running. Yeah, he's a good player, really good player.
Yeah,
he had a big day for them on Friday. We did pretty well against him the rest of the weekend, I thought.
Yeah.
But he killed us on Friday. 5 RBIs, 4 for 5 with 5 RBIs.
Well,
You're
speaking
right.
of them, I didn't think we'd see a bigger first baseman than the Yukon guy, but holy crap, that guy is enormous.
It's monster.
That guy was big. Yeah, he hit that one over the
Yeah.
light too, man.
You guys handled him until Sunday, and then he got his. Yeah.
I know. I that's my fault. I made the mistake of saying, yeah, he's a big guy, but it's kind of a long, slow swing.
Whoops.
Baseball God
Whoops.
said, kaboom.
Yeah. I mean, you
after
can't.
after the first home, I was like, oh god, why did I say that? That was dumb.
Yeah, you can't convince me that guy's not 35 with a mortgage, an ex-wife, and 3 kids. Like that's what he looks like, and he crushed that baseball.
He was a big fella, that's for sure. So but it'll be interesting. They've got Coastal this weekend at Coastal. I mean, I thought so far they were the best team we've played in the league out of App and them and Troy. I thought they were very athletic on the field. Like, their second, third, and short were really good. Center, left, and right were really athletic. And the right fielder made a hell of a throw. That was bad. Yeah, it's bad base coaching to get a guy thrown out in the first inning with no outs. I know, but sometimes when you're not going good, you're trying to have something good happen. And I was like, man, I haven't seen an outfielder throw the ball good this whole year. Of course, that guy throws a bullet.
I'll be honest. I'm sitting there coaching right along with you. I'm like, send him, go, and then it's like, oh, did he fall down? What happened? Why did he beat him so bad?
Yeah.
You got to have so much go right.
You get the benefit of those bounces on turf too.
Yeah.
So it helps, it bounced right to the guy. So he's out, and that was all. And then we get picked off, we scored all. So, that's kind of what's been going on. They're but you know what? The other thing I think, in that game, I thought Mac Dye had some big at bats. He hit a double for us, and then he gets that big 2-strike, 2 RBI single that he snuck through the 6-hole, and it just glances off the diving shortstop's glove enough that can't get to the left fielder faster.
Perfect.
So they can score from second. So that worked out good for us.
There was some relief when Mac got that hit, because I think it was the 6th inning on Saturday. Yeah. I text CB and I said, 2nd and 3rd, nobody out. And it was like, oh shit, here we go again.
So I think I said something like, they got us right where they want us.
Yeah. And Matt hits that first ball hard, one hopper, right? But it's right to the
yeah.
You got to get it in the air. Like you have to get the ball in the air. Those are things, we'll keep working on them. Hopefully we'll continue to get better at them as the year goes on. And, we're basically at the halfway point, about there anyway. And, in terms of the whole season, right. And not quite there in terms of the conference season, but we got a ways to go there, but it's, plenty of things to get better at, and, some good signs, hopefully coming on the mound with some of those guys throwing the ball a little bit better, the younger guys in particular, and, trying to find a way to get more, Morales in the lineup a little bit more. We just have to figure out, where we're going to trade some potential offense for defense. I thought Nick Felton played really well, the first 2 days. I think he only had one hit. He hit the double on a changeup, but he made some good plays in left. He's a really good defender. Keep, splicing him in there some so he can get better. I do think he's got a chance to be a good player down the road.
Yeah, for sure.
And he's a real center fielder, even though he's not playing center right now.
And you mixed up third base a little bit this week. I saw Cole McKenna get a start. Evan Holman started at Richmond. And he hit the hell out of the ball every time he was at the plate. I mean, his only out in that Richmond game was basically getting robbed of a home run in left center.
Yeah. And he had a hit on Friday. We're just trying to, maybe keep a hot bat in the lineup. I don't think of, your everyday third baseman by any means. He just doesn't move enough. I mean, he plays third base out there like a catcher kind of.
He does. Yeah. He kind of bounces it, knocks it down.
Yeah. But Cash had a double yesterday, so that was good to see, and made a couple good defensive plays on Saturday to help us win that game. It's just a spot that hasn't, we haven't gotten any consistency from, and maybe that'll come here in the second part of the season. But we're certainly hopeful.
Yeah, I thought Scotty Young looked better. I know he finally got a home run. I think that's one of the first at-bats I've seen from him this year where I'm watching it and it doesn't look like he's jamming himself with his swing. Like, got his hands in front, connected, and smoked that thing out of the ballpark.
Yeah, he had a changeup out, which is what he needs to do on the off-speed stuff. And really should have on Saturday, too. He hit that one.
Oh, yeah.
Well, those long lever guys, those tall, long-arm guys, it could be tough on them. And if he jumps at all, he has tough time getting the barrel out from the plate, like you mentioned. So it's something that we work on with him, but he doesn't always quite take it. And Scotty's a competitive kid, man. He really cares. Sometimes he gets a little bit out of control and tries a little too hard. He's charging that ball to the left yesterday, and the wind's blowing out and it's hit right to him. He could have not even moved and caught it probably. But you know what? I'd rather have a guy that cares too much than cares too little. He's always ready to play. He's got a high motor, and
he does not look scared when he goes out there. That's for sure.
He does not look scared. He's attacking, and I'm okay with guys.
Yeah.
We got a couple other guys that need to attack more, certainly. And you guys got Ben Tanton and Jackson Okonkwo coming on. Both those guys had a big part of that Saturday win, and I think they both have a bright future here. And this week, it's not a piece of cake, right?
Yeah.
4 ranked games, and got Southern Miss coming in here Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Moving that series up. It's a Sun Belt Conference rule for Easter weekend.
Okay.
So, in Conference USA, they give you the choice. In Sun Belt, you play Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and it's a good idea. It's nice for everybody to have Easter off, and it's better when you're not traveling, because I think Southern Miss one year we played them here on Easter, and they had some flight disaster like we've had in the past.
Oh, wow.
They didn't get home till Easter Sunday in the afternoon. Spent the night in the airport, which we've done that as well. So
in there.
Yeah. So hopefully it'll be a nice weekend, and people get a chance to come out. And I know we're playing Thursday night, Friday afternoon, and then Sunday, I think, or Saturday, I think. I think that game is noon because they're flight.
Yeah, I think noon.
Yeah, noon on Saturday.
Yep.
Yeah, and then Tuesday heading over to Charlottesville to play Virginia, and there's 1,000 polls out there, but Virginia's 10 in one of the polls. Southern Miss is 8, so you have 4 games against the top 10 this week. No sweat, right?
Piece of cake. Yeah, Virginia lost 2 out of 3 up at Boston College. I saw
they
got
did
whacked on Saturday, 17.
I didn't know that was possible. I thought they'd misprinted the score.
We're seeing Stroman's little brother starting for them on the mound.
Yeah, I brought that up to Gary earlier. That's because Marcus Stroman, the former big leaguer, he's 34. So this kid's a freshman. That's a wide difference in birthdays.
Yeah, he's got a good arm, really good arm. I watched him on.
Seemed more likely to be his son than his brother.
But with that Duke connection with him, obviously took that up to Virginia.
Right.
And Pollard went up there. So, we'll go up there and play tomorrow night, and then come back and practice Wednesday and get ready for the Golden Eagles. So we're going to start Hub Bowl again tomorrow, and hopefully get us in the game, give us three good ones or so, and we're going to get Lanford back out there, and potentially a couple of the other guys that need to throw. Park needs to throw. And Johnson, we'll get Johnson out there for sure. In there. So it's always a nice place to play, and good. We've got Virginia at home. We are going to start playing them home and home.
Nice.
What Coach Pollard, told me. We were supposed to play them home and home this year, and I just said, man, I'd really rather wait. I don't want to lose the bullet of you guys come and play us on campus in this when no one can really see it. So, I mean, we got them next year, and hopefully we'll have a big crowd and it'll be a nice atmosphere.
That'd be great. Yeah, that seems like a great one to set an attendance record on.
Yeah, and playing them here, obviously, we don't need to in a new stadium. We don't need to play them at Harvard Park anymore. And, we can make that money.
Yeah, instead of paying, for sure.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah. Well, just looking at the Sun Belt standings, I mean, we know that this league is super competitive, but we're talking about Southern Miss being a top 10 team. They're 5-4 in the Sun Belt to start things off. They're obviously a really good team. They lost their series at Arkansas State, but they've won their next 2 series since. But it's just weird to think of all the things that have occurred to start conference play. We're only 2 games behind Southern Miss, which is it's when you put it that way, it's a little weird.
Yeah, I know. And Coastal's kind of
they're running away.
Still running away with it, but they've got South Alabama this weekend. So I mean, to get in that tournament, it's competitive. I mean, everybody. Louisiana Monroe's turned it around. They haven't been in the tournament forever. They've been typically finishing last by a long shot, and they're playing really well right now. And I was asking South Dallas coach. He said they're good, man. They hit on some portal guys, and they got a really good freshman throwing on Friday that's filling it up for them, and they're pretty good. Ark State's obviously.
Didn't they get Logan Duffy? They used to play for us, didn't he? With them now?
Oh, did they? I didn't know.
I think so.
Yeah, there we go.
Let's see what he's doing.
Yeah. I did not expect to see Texas State and ULM ahead of Southern Miss in the standings at any point this season. Texas State's playing good ball. They've won 7 in a row. I mean, everyone's just kind of jumbled there. I mean, we're in a 4-way tie for 10th with App State, Louisiana, and Georgia Southern, which again would not have predicted that kind of a setup at this point in the season. I mean, it's early. There's still a lot of games to go, but it seems like a little upside down year this year for the Sun Belt.
Yeah. Logan's there, but he's not part of the reason they're playing so well.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Fair.
Shame. It's a great kid, great ball player.
We don't play him, so.
Yeah.
When you miss somebody, you don't pay as much attention to them. So
maybe
it's a good year to miss them.
Hope
Since
so.
they're playing well, but it's a long year too. People start off hot, they cool off, they start off slow, they get hot. It can happen. It's like when you play people, and guys just gotta decide to step up. So
I mean, this is a good. Take a snapshot of these standings, and then 3 weeks from now, check them out.
Yeah, that's what you want. But we've got with Southern Miss here, and then we go to Marshall. Following weekend, and then we got Ark State here, I think, maybe. Does that sound right?
That's right.
Or Georgia Southern.
Georgia Southern.
So,
yeah.
I mean, if you just got to play well. That's what it comes down. So that's the goal. Just play good baseball, and try to pitch and play defense, get some timely hits.
It sounds so simple.
Yeah. It is.
Just play good baseball. I'm curious if you got to see any of the ABS usage in Major League Baseball and the crowd reactions to it.
Yeah, the crowd loves it, right?
Oh yeah.
Hey, I did see Perez for the Royals just giving what's his face?
Buckner.
The strike zone was. He just kept framing it going.
Well, Buckner was a different game. I can't remember who it was, like Tim Eddings or something like that. That was with Sal Perry. But CB Buckner, who makes all CBs look bad. He was good. And it's so funny because he got I think it was Eugenio Suarez was batting, and he called him on strike 3, and Suarez was like no, and they looked at it, and it's like 0.3 of an inch off, so it's barely off. And then the next pitch, you can tell in Buckner's mind, he's like, I'm going to ring this guy up. How dare he question me? And so then that one's an inch off the plate. And it's like, dude, you can't do this anymore. You can't. He's going to be the kind of guy who's going to be waiting for the end of the game when they're out of challenges. And he's like, I'm just going to call whatever I want now.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think some of that's going to happen. There's no doubt. I think that is going to happen. And I could see.
I saw one where a guy today, it was yesterday or today, but the catcher wanted to challenge, and the umpire said he took too long. It was like 2 seconds from the time that he caught the ball to when he went to challenge.
Yeah,
and it's like,
didn't the Twins manager get tossed over that? Not the one today.
I hope he did.
what's his name? The guy that used to be with the Pirates. He's with the managing. Is he managing the Twins
Shelton?
now? Shelton. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he got thrown out because they wouldn't let him challenge. They said that one of their guys, I don't know if it was a hitter or the catcher, took too long, and he went out and it was the first ABS ejection.
Yeah, that's going to be their way to avoid the accountability. Oh, you took too long. Right. It's like this one I watched. Like, there's no way. It's like he caught the ball, he made the call, and then he instantly tapped. And it's like you took too long. It's like when am I supposed to do it before you make the call?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah. You do that with a few of them. CB Buckner, you could do that probably.
That would be an Angel Hernandez thing. A pitch you're already challenging it.
Well, that's why he was smart, because he got out. Like, I think Buckner is going to have to retire before the end of the year because he's not going to be able to.
Yeah. Some of these guys, and I don't know, man. I mean, I guess they say they like it. I just think that, like that pitch that was a 0.3 of an inch.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, that's,
Come on. Like,
yeah, that's kind of whatever to me.
Umpires that called that a strike forever.
Yeah.
That's a ball. Like, there should be some sort of, but now they're showing it to everybody. And
right.
In our TrackMan reports, there's a space on there called the shadow zone, which is technically off the plate, but close enough.
Right. Yeah, which is fair.
A piece of that ball, we don't have the same technology, but a piece of that ball certainly could have got the plate. And, that we also have this guy called this many pitches in the shadow zone strikes versus this guy called this many, and this guy called this many balls. And so, I don't know, man. I don't love taking it to that level, but I guess it's only a couple of games, and you got to figure out how you want to use them, right?
Yeah. Well, it's only a couple of games unless you're right, and then you get as many as you want, which is. I think, frankly, if the umpires had done a better job and be less jerks about it, then, I think the guys who do a good job aren't going to have a problem. Yeah. That's the reality. There's some guys out there that are amazing. You see their scores all the time. They're hitting the high 90s in percentage, and they're going to be fine. It's the guys who are, the CB Buckner, who everybody knows is terrible, and because they have a union, which again, I'm all for a union, but because they have it and they don't take much accountability within it. I would think if I was an umpire, I would not want a bad umpire to be out there playing or umpiring with me. Frankly, I'd be like, hey, we need to get rid of this guy. Like, I'm sorry, he maybe move him into an executive position or something, but if I was one of the good umpires, I wouldn't want CB Buckner, Angel Hernandez out there making me look terrible.
Yeah. No, I agree. And being a jerk about it too.
That's the thing. Yeah.
And I wonder what the percentage of the balls that are called strikes and challenged versus the strikes that are called balls, you know what I mean, and challenged currently. Like, it would feel like more. I saw some
stats from spring training. It was actually like 56% calls overturned, and it was showing that the catchers were having a much higher percentage than the batters did, obviously because their perspective on it's better.
Right.
So I thought that was interesting.
Yeah. But it feels like all the ones they're showing are the guys are calling them strikes and their balls. Mm-hmm. They don't really show you that many that are balls and they're calling them strikes as much.
Yeah,
not as many.
That usually that's the hitters, and the hitters just kind of like, they either accept it or they know they're wrong.
The catchers are kind of running that show a little bit more, I would
say. The catchers, I think, can challenge whenever they want. I imagine batters, like if it's an 0 count and it's 0.3 off the plate, you're not challenging that. You're not going to risk your challenge on that, like an 0 count. But in this situation with Buckner, I mean, it's 2 strikes, it's late inning, they had just come back to take the lead. Yeah. Like, you don't want that rally to end, so you're gonna tap every time. And
so what happens? I know I gotta let you guys go. They asked us on MLB radio this morning. What happens, like, on stolen base? The guy's running. It's a 1-2 count, and they, it's 1 out for, let's say, or 2 outs. They call the guy out, and they call the hitter out, so the inning's over. The guy steals the base, challenge it, say it was a ball. So, like, the catcher didn't throw it because he struck 3.
Because it thought it was out. Yeah.
I mean, so does the guy
That's a great question.
Stay at second? I would think he would have to.
You think it, and this is one, they've been doing it in Double A for a couple seasons, or in Triple A and Double A for a couple seasons. So I'm sure this has to have come up. So I have to imagine they had the answers for this. We just haven't seen it at the major league level yet. That's everything I know about it is from hearing, like you're talking about, you wouldn't do it in 0-0 counts. Like that's one thing I heard with the hitters, especially, is like you better be calling it. If it's strike three to get you out. That's about the only time you're gonna be challenging as a hitter.
Yeah, maybe with somebody in scoring position or something like that. Right. Like
you got to be really sure of it.
That's an interesting scenario, though, because like my mind would go to, all right, when they call the strike three, it's technically dead ball at that point, right? Because it's the final out of the inning. Yeah. I bet they put that runner back on first, and then it's a 2-2 count instead of 1-2.
Huh. Yeah.
But I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
We'll see if we find the answer. We'll see if we look that up.
Yeah. If it happens to my team, I'd be mad. But
have fun talking to Ben and Jackson. They're both great kids, and we're really proud of them, and they got a bright future here. Tell them I said keep it up.
We'll do.
All right, guys.
All right, Finny. Thank you so much, Finny, and good luck this week. Go Monarchs.
Go Monarchs. Appreciate you, Finn.
The Old Dominion Athletic Foundation, or commonly referred to as the ODAF, was established in 1964 as a nonprofit organization. The mission of the ODAF is to raise financial support for ODU athletics to ensure that our coaches and student athletes have the resources necessary to compete for championships. The ODAF is integral to the success of ODU athletics and is the channel through which our fans and alumni can partner with our coaches and student athletes for the advancement of the athletics program. Through the generous efforts of our donors, loyal fan base, and community, the ODU alumni from around the globe, the ODAF raises money for student athletic scholarship support and endowments, capital projects, program-specific support, and athletic department operations. Funds are raised through annual giving, multi-year pledges, events, premium seating, and planned giving. With questions about how to get involved in one or more of these initiatives, reach out to an ODAF representative. Gifts to the ODAF are investments in the lives of our student athletes. ODAF members receive exclusive benefits such as priority points for postseason and away game seating, parking, VIP, and hospitality experiences, and more. Because of you, we create winners in the classroom, in athletic competition, and in life. Contact the ODAF and become a member today.
Thanks, Blaine. Welcome back, Monarch fans, to the Hudson Homers podcast. Good chatting with Finny.
Yes.
You can tell a lot from his conversations, what he's talking about, wanting these guys to compete a little bit more. Be a little angrier at the plate, I think. I don't know. Yeah. I didn't have enough talent to play college baseball. When I went up to plate, though, I was pretty mad. I don't know. I just got mad at the pitcher. That seemed to work out all right.
Yeah. I mean, what I like is he says the same stuff. I think we, all of us say when we're watching the game, the same thing, you got to compete. And it's kind of stuff where I know that's what you got to do, because that's not how I was. I was an extremely passive player. I was just kind of happy to be there. I was having a good time, or I wasn't. I knew I didn't have the skill. So I would not be the kind of guy you'd want on your D1 team competing, because I was not ultra competitive. I was not a win at all stakes kind of guy. That's why I did not make it. So I know you don't want me, and you want someone who's competitive.
Yeah, well, we saw some competitive for sure on Saturday, getting that 2-0 win, and we would bring on our two guests today who played a big part of that. We're on Ben Tanton and Jackson Okonkwo. How's it going, fellas?
What's up, guys? How are we doing?
Great. How's it going?
Good, man. First freshman of the year. Look at that.
Yeah.
You got the trust, so don't mess it up for the rest of them.
Try not.
Yeah, well, I know you all got back around like 1:30 this morning. I know Finny was saying he was apologizing for the bags under his eyes. I don't think you all have that problem being earlier in your career there. But take us through a little bit of last week. You got 5 games. Come out with a big win on Saturday to kind of keep the hopes alive there a little bit. But tell us about the week.
I mean, it was a very busy week for sure. I mean, went to 2 classes last week. It's just missing all that time, but it's a lot of fun. It's always fun traveling. It's always fun hanging out with the guys and competing every day. We got the win at Richmond, and right before that game, we kind of came together and it was just like, we're gonna play for ourselves here. We're gonna battle. We're gonna compete, and then we did. And then that late inning, we scored another 4 runs and really kind of sealed the deal. So it was a busy week, but it was very fun.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was kind of there's so much going on, but you get so caught in the baseball part of it, and you're just enjoying the time with all the teammates. It's kind of all together, and it goes by so fast when you think back, it's 5 days basically in a row on the road playing, but it kind of happens all so quick, and you're just in the moment of competing. It all goes by fast.
I can't believe this is the only flight you all are having to take this year. After last year, I felt like you were in and out of airports more than you were in and out of the bullpen, it seemed like.
Yeah, I
You were
mean,
here last year, didn't know anything about it.
no.
That's true. Never mind. They didn't go through those scars. Wow.
So you're talking to me because I was there with them a few times on the flight.
That's true. You got stuck in the Atlanta airport with them. That's what
Yeah.
I'm scarred by, I think.
Yeah, that was well, now you guys, so this is only what your like second weekend trip. You haven't really gone to a lot of places yet. But what's been the favorite one so far for both of you of the road places you played at?
I mean, Troy was beautiful. I mean, it was a great environment. It was the first like big place that I know me and Ben have pitched at. But I mean, I think getting the win at South Alabama just kind of made it a little bit better. And their field and stands were also very nice, and they were great hosts. I got to go with South Alabama here.
Okay.
Going to ECU was pretty awesome. Just seeing the jungle really wasn't as hectic as it usually is on a weekend series, but there was still a bunch of people out there, like hearing from Nick what they were saying in his ear the whole game. And the
Well,
environment
switched
there.
dugouts too. They had you guys on that side now, which was interesting.
Yeah, people were yelling at us in the bullpen. It was an awesome environment to play in. Even on the Tuesday midweek game, just seeing how many people watch that program and support them was kind of awesome.
That's great. Are there any that you guys are looking forward to for the rest of the season?
I'm really excited for Coastal.
Okay, that'd be a great pick.
It's a
yeah,
little bit away, but it's going to be an awesome environment in May.
Okay.
Beautiful weather.
Yeah, get to go to a pretty nice stadium this week too, going out to UVA since they did all their renovations. Man, that thing looks like the nicest AAA park you've ever been to. So yeah, well let's talk a little bit about Saturday. I mean, really, it's the best pitching performance all in we've had all season long. I mean, you get the shutout, coming in behind Gaddy. But Ben, I'll start with you. Gaddy throws 4 scoreless, 1 hit. What are you thinking when you're going out the mound there to start things off in the 5th inning?
I just think keep it rolling, kind of, because they only really had 1 hit and they never got anything going. Defense was playing really good. I just knew to come in, kind of do my job, throw strikes, and we'd come away with zeros at the end of it.
Yeah, do you feel like that momentum just kind of carried on? Like Gaddy kind of said it, you took it, then of course handed off to Jackson to get the last 3.
Yeah, of course. Like Gaddy came out, everyone was pumped. I knew I had a job to do, and coming out of that first inning, getting the punch out, just really set the tone, I feel like, for the rest of the game, because the energy got up after that. Went out the next inning, then we scored, I think, the top of the 7th, and from there Jackson came in and finished it.
Yeah, Jackson, first career save for you, and that getting the 3 inning save. What was going through your mind coming out there, and then just how excited were you to see Mac get 2 runs in on the board there?
Man, yeah. So I was in the pen, getting hot, and I see Mac hit that guy just past the shortstop, and it's me, Bailey, Kellen in the bullpen, and we're so hyped, we're so excited. But like, I mean, originally when Ben, after he came out for 2, we were all kind of just sitting in the bullpen, like there's no way he doesn't go out for a 3rd. And then Pond comes by and is like, "You get hot, you got the next inning." I was like, "All right, JJ opened it up. Ben laid down the mat. Time for me to close the door, and I was able to do it with some great defense by Mav and Will, helping turn 2 double plays there, and just the overall atmosphere, especially getting those 2 calls that were overturned in our favor on the defensive side. It was much easier, much fluid, knowing that I had a lot of confidence in my defense, and it's hard not to when they make plays like that.
Yeah, you guys got to buy Mav dinner or anything, because some of those plays he made at the middle were insane on Saturday.
He's always awesome. Just turning around, watching a ball go past me, thinking he's going through the infield, and just seeing him fly out of nowhere. Kind of get it and make a strong throw to first. It's awesome to watch.
That's great. So you guys, you're both freshmen, right? And you've had really good moments like this. Right? I mean, even Ben, I think we've named you the pitcher of the week a couple times, and you
Twice.
really could have got it this week. Honestly, either one of y'all. But you've also had some moments where you've been like, oh yeah, they're freshmen. Yeah. So how have you, I have to imagine neither one of you really got knocked around much in your high school careers. So how have you been able to deal with, having some times on the mound where you're like, hey man, this is not really going how I wanted to go?
It's kind of just not fully going in depth with it. Cause I mean, there's times where it's going to happen. You see it with everybody. Like Skeens just went out 0.2 innings, and it's like
Got wrecked.
and
Great example.
everyone on the bus
Yeah.
was talking about how even like he can get knocked around like that. So it's going to happen. And it's kind of just looking forward to the process of the next few days and kind of being excited to get back out there and do better for yourself and for the team in general, because you feel like you let them down at some points. And that's the hardest part, when how much you care for the team, you feel like you kind of screwed it and you're just looking for the next opportunity you're going to get.
It's great. It's a great perspective. I love it. Yeah. I always think back to, there was one time John Smoltz, when he was a closer, he gave up like 7 runs his first game of the year, and that made his ERA like a half a run higher for the rest of the whole season. Like, he was all-star that season, but it's like that one game, like, it just, like you said, anybody can happen to.
Yeah, it's going to happen. So it's just how you respond, keeping the vibes high and really not digging yourself into a hole that you'll have to get out of at some point.
Yeah.
And Jackson, you've had a couple opportunities to start and then come in relief. And this was, it was 3 innings. It's still kind of a closer situation because you came in 2-0. How is like that dynamic work for you of like, you're starting here, you're coming in relief here? Like, does that bother you at all, or how do you prepare for that?
I mean, yeah, in high school, I was just basically starting, kind of how it was. Let's just say GCA, but I'm ready to adapt to anything. I've come out of bullpen 3 times now, I think, maybe 4, and it's just like every time I'm in there, I've got a better routine every time. It's just like getting prepared correctly pregame, and then keeping myself loose and going, especially if I'm live that day. Just like in the dugout, staying attentive, make sure I'm looking at the hitters. So when I come in, I understand what their weaknesses are, where I can really get them to get out easy. But it's been it's been a challenge a little bit, especially in the beginning of the year. Because first time I kind of came out, especially it was cold. It was hard to kind of get loose. But as the season goes on, as it's getting warmer, and as my plans get much better in the bullpen, it's becoming a lot easier.
Tell me pitchers don't just screw around and just like talk about like girls and cars and stuff and not pay attention to the game. That's you're killing all the romance of baseball for me right now, Jackson. How dare you?
Well, I mean, if we hear a loud car from 43rd, we'll definitely pay attention to that. But you don't hear very many of those here in Norfolk. You just hear dirt bikes.
Yeah, you get your Sunday drive-by at the dirt bikes for sure.
Yeah, right. It's always fun.
Yeah.
So you mentioned Greenbrier Christian. I got to see you play a bunch. You won a state championship as a junior, right? I think were you guys runner-up in your senior year?
We lost the
right?
semis.
Yeah, lost the semis. Okay. But I mean, you got to play for my buddy Pat Nichols, former Old Dominion Monarch guy. I mean, I've known him probably longer than you've been alive. Is one of my favorite people. Just for me personally, what was it like getting to play for Pat for a couple of years there at Greenbrier Christian?
I mean, it was amazing. First, going there halfway through my junior year, basically kind of just going there just to try to play baseball. Walk into a brand new environment, new school. The only people I knew in that school were about 6 baseball kids. Everybody else was brand new. Wow. But it was so welcoming in the school. It just made baseball so much easier. And Pat is one of the best coaches I've ever had. He understands the game like nobody else, and he really wants the best for all of his players. And it's awesome to feel that and have it carry over to the assistant coaches as well, to just knowing that everybody wants to win and enjoys baseball and really cares about each other. It was great. It kind of leads up to coming here. It's the very same atmosphere.
Yeah. Were you aware of how good Pat was when he played at ODU?
He would share a time or two. He would step in the box during BP and show us he still got it.
Yeah, so people know Pat Nichols. When he he had 18 home runs as a senior, I think in 05, which at the time was second all time in a season. I think now it might be like fifth or sixth. But yeah, so Pat was a dude, and I saw him play a bunch as a professional with the Nationals, and like he was like a backup catcher a lot. And every time I talk to the guys on the team, they're like, I don't understand why he didn't play. Dude hits nukes in practice every day. I'm like, yeah, I don't either. But so, all right. So Ben, talk to you a little about, so you're coming from Vestal, New York, which I just looked up, near Binghamton. Did not really know where that was, to be honest. So before we get anything else about high school, how did you even, like, when was the first time you even heard about Old Dominion? I can't imagine that's one that, like, I have to imagine a lot of your friends were like, you're going where? That's awesome. But where?
Yeah, it was down in Florida. I had an outing where I came in with bases loaded after we had a Maryland commit throw. I was supposed to throw after him earlier in the game, but he went like 6 shutout, no hit innings, and then he got into jam. So luckily I came in, and that's when Marin and Hage got to see me for the first time. And the next day, my travel ball coach is like, Old Dominion's going to reach out to you soon. I'm like, that's awesome. So I went, searched it up, went through the history, really.
What is that? Yeah. Did you even have a guess what, like, state it was in or anything?
Yeah, I've heard about it a little growing up, but it never was like full in depth, know what I'm getting myself into. But after looking at it and coming down here, it was awesome, and I knew it was the place I wanted to be.
That's great, man.
It's awesome.
And to get, I'm sorry, Gary, to get into your high school yearbook, you were a big golf star at Vestal also, right?
Yeah, I played my senior year. I wanted to do it for fun, and then kind of got stressful the more it went on.
No,
but
it's not good.
No, it was awesome.
It's great. Are you the best golfer on the current team of the Monarchs? Does any of these guys play?
I don't
Jackson's
know.
like,
Jackson say yeah.
Jackson says yes.
Yeah, he's not going to say yes. I'll just say it for him. He's
go.
An incredible golfer.
You guys go to Top Golf, and he's just like smoking everybody.
Yeah, that, and we go to Sewell's and play.
Okay, yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, what are you, like, scratch golfer, like +2, plus, like, how good are we talking here?
Right now, I'm like a scratch to a 1.
Oh, don't let the golf coach hear that, but
but yeah.
And Ben, your parents were college athletes as well, right? Your dad played football, your mom played lacrosse. Is that right?
Yeah, my dad played football at the University of Buffalo, and my mom played lacrosse at Nazareth University, where my sister went to play field hockey too.
Oh wow,
nice! You just got athlete running all through the family there.
Well, in Jackson, you had the same thing. Both your sisters were D1 athletes, correct?
My cousins. Oh yeah, my
your cousins. Okay.
Yes, and I have another cousin that's at UVA right now for squash.
Okay.
Squash. Squash team.
Did not know squash. And then I've talked to your dad a ton. I forget if he was an athlete. I know he was a male model at one point. I know that was a thing. Yeah.
He did play high school soccer. He loves to always tell me how his team, he went to Green Run, and he used to always tell me we were 38-3. Our 3 losses were all 3 state championships, because when he went to high school, it was just 3 years of high school. So all of his losses, all 3 years of high school, were the state championship game.
Skip over the male model part. I got that's fine.
we and my sisters, we found this box of photos one time, and we were laughing uncontrollably the whole time. It was so funny, and we joked them for a long time.
Oh yeah, there may be some other people now joking in there too. So
I'm not joking. He's a good. I the second he told me, I believed him instantly. I was like, yeah, I see it. Okay, you got it. Like, if I told you I was a male model, you'd be like, what happened? Something terrible. Like, your dad said it. I was like, yeah, obviously you were, of course.
All right. Well, hard to follow that one up, but we'll try here. So, we finally got smart on this podcast and thought, hey, if we have the pitchers on, we should probably ask them what pitches they throw. It only took us, I think, three years of that, about 70 episodes. But Ben, I want to start with you and just kind of talk through, what do you have in your arsenal of pitches for our fun Sunbelt friends here?
Right now, it's just fastball, slider, changeup. We've been trying to mix in my changeup more, throwing a lot in bullpens, kind of getting the feel for it. Threw one on Saturday, and it was probably the best pitch I threw the whole day. And then my slider's been, during the fall, it honestly slowly got worse as the fall went on before I got hurt. And then we tried to look back, see what really went wrong, because they used to be one of my best pitches when I got recruited here. And we kind of broke it down to mechanics, focusing on the plate, where my eyes are looking. And right now it's been working a lot, been able to locate it more. And then my fastball now, I never really was in metrics a lot until I got down here. And then we started looking at fastball metrics, and right now it's just carrying a lot with what they call cut ride right now. And I kind of just been running with it, even though it's never really been the shape I thought I had my whole life.
And you have kind of a unique delivery too, in that you are super low to
I would
the
say
ground.
both of them have a unique delivery. Both you guys
Yes.
really throw in interesting ways.
Yeah, that's one of the first things Marin looked at. He always talked to me about it. The first thing he asked the person behind the field when I was throwing was, what was my release height? And then when I came here to throw in front of them, he pointed that out and explained it all. And the kind of joint between release height and extension, and how that can be special in different ways.
Yeah, it's always interesting when I get the CB's pictures of you throwing and just like how close to the ground your knee is sometimes, and you're just busting it in there.
Yeah,
And then
there's times where
Jackson-
I've felt my knee hit the ground, and it's like, what just happened?
Oh no!
Whoops!
You're out there with a tape measure measuring the mound just to make sure your landing spot's right. Yeah. And then Jackson, you've got the super high leg kick, which I don't think I've seen someone as tall as you get their leg up that high and pitch that way. But how did that come to be?
It kind of just gradually got taller, got higher as I've kept pitching. It started that kind of like straight-legged leg kick started the summer of 24 when I played with the Canes American team, but nowhere near as high. I probably stopped probably just level with my waist, and then came down and through. But then just I started stopped doing the straight leg and kind of came in like the close legged, and was getting my knee about up to my chin. But I was turning a little bit and didn't really like the way it felt. So I was like, let's try something different. So I kept the shoulder square, just kept the foot up, just kept the foot straight, and it's been working so far.
It's like a rocket out there with
That's
that thing
great.
just going
Yeah.
straight up in the air. But
Good to know you're flexible.
yeah. I mean, I feel pain every time you do it. So
Yeah,
there you
it
go.
hurts me. Both of y'all hurt me watching. Well, I know, like Jackson, I know last year I saw you throw a few times with Greenbar Christian, and you were doing like a crow hop thing kind of before the inning to start. And I think Marin was at the game, and I walked over to him. I was like, he's not going to be doing that at ODU, is he? He's like, nah, day one, that's gone. So
literally day one, he was like, we're going to cut that out. I was like, that's fine with me.
R.I.P. the crow hop. It was interesting. We got a few interesting pictures of it, but it is, that's okay though.
Yeah. But Jackson, I know you got a fastball changeup. What else are you throwing out there, and which one are you kind of working on more than the other right now?
Yeah, so I got a sinker and a four seam, so I got two different types of fastballs. I use my sinker much more than any of my other pitches. It's my best pitch so far. Then I have like a kind of like a slurve. It was more slidery, but we've kind of adjusted it a little bit, brought it into South Alabama, made it more curveball-ish, so it's like a slurve almost. And then I've got a cutter. It's it's been work in progress all year. It's really been working lately. And then I kind of have like a splane jump. I split my change up. So like I have it like this, and then have like three fingers hanging off the side to kind of make it really get that drop. That's the pitches I got.
Well, just that
splane jump. I have never heard of a splane. I was hoping you'd give me like the was it the slider cut or the slutter? That's one of my favorite ones. That's a great one. The splane jump. I have not. That's wild. All right.
That's kind of like the name I almost came up with. It's like a splitter changeup because I split my fingers to have the changeup grip on it.
So is it just like slower speed of a changeup, but with more drop, or the opposite?
I mean, yeah, just about. Like when I first came here, my changeup RPMs were spinning at about 1800 and throwing at about 87. So it's not much of a difference between my fastball. So we mixed up some grips, and right now I got down to about 82 with about 900 RPM. So it's very splittery, like a lot less spin. It just kind of just drops.
You're getting down to almost knuckleball territory there, where that thing just falls.
So Jackson, we kind of skipped over, asking you how you ended up at ODU. I mean, you're a local kid, so we can't just assume like, oh, it was always going to happen. I mean, how did you end up at ODU?
I mean, I can't tell you how many camps I've been to, how many prospects.
Yeah, I know I saw you plenty of camps. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been to a ton of them. The only problem was I only threw 84. And then one fall game at Lansdowne, my sophomore year. My junior year, right before I left Lansdowne. I threw 88 about 4 or 5 times in my first inning out there. And before I even came off the mound, before I even got home, Marion texted me. It was like, "Hey, what's up, Jackson? It's Coach Marion from ODU. Give me a call when you can." But when I saw it, it was about 10 p.m. So I was like, I called him the next day. We just kept chatting. And then about a couple of weeks later, I had my unofficial visit, Zoom call, that stuff. And then just kind of we took it from there. It was like probably like after I came off the mound, it was like 3 weeks later I was committed.
Was this a place you always wanted to go, having grown up around here?
I mean, it's a great spot. I can't complain at all. I mean, it's a dream come true to have my parents come and watch my first ever Division I outing. I mean, it's great to be here. My parents are 30 minutes away. So if I ever need some more groceries, I know who to call.
Important thing, fill the fridge in the pantry. That's right. Yeah. And Ben, what's your experience been like being down here for, I guess, getting fairly close to a full year now, depending on when you got here in the summer. But what have your thoughts been on the 757 so far?
I mean, it's been awesome. It's an awesome place to be and an awesome area in general. Like, I have family probably 30 minutes from here.
Oh, nice.
Who my uncle was in the Navy and he just got out of it. But so it's awesome to have them, even being 8 hours away. I have people checking in on me, calling my parents a lot. And it's just knowing I have the support back home, even though it's pretty far away. It's been awesome.
I mean, I was giving you a hard time that you were like the most popular player because I think the first weekend when I was sharing pictures of everybody, yours got shared like 100 times. But I was like, I asked him, were you the prom king? Like, what's going on, man? You're like, no, I'm just a guy.
Yeah. No, it's just awesome to have the support system back home. And Vestal not being crazy big, it's just a tight community, and knowing a bunch of people there and them having my back is pretty awesome.
That's great. Did you ever get a chance to play at the Binghamton Stadium, the Pro Stadium?
Rumble Pony Stadium? Yeah.
Yeah.
I did my last year, my senior year.
Okay, nice.
How was
that? I'm sure it's pretty cool, right?
Yeah, it was awesome. Being able to pitch and hit at the stadium, just seeing both sides of the ball there was pretty sweet.
So were you a good hitter in high school? Do we have some like secret potential there in the dugout?
I was okay.
Okay. You said you were okay at golf too, and you're a scratch golfer.
Yeah,
so I need more detail.
Right? Like, what do we know he's modest. We got that.
It was always
Jackson
in high school. But
Jackson, I don't know if you heard last week, but Finny was talking about trying to get you some at bats. Mm-hmm. So have you been keeping prepared? Have you been taking some swings?
Yes. It's days are becoming much longer now. Now I gotta get some swings in. But yeah, he came up to me before the William & Mary game and told me that he was gonna have me start swinging it. I'm super excited for the opportunity. Really glad I get this opportunity again to try to hit at ODU again for probably the 100th at bat. But it's gonna be a lot of fun, and hopefully I'll get a chance to hit for the Monarchs here.
And you don't have to be modest. I saw you hit plenty in high school. You were a pretty darn good hitter. You smoked that ball a few times, and when I was out there watching.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're gonna have to go.
We won't put you at third base or first base. We'll keep you hitting, maybe.
And Ben will be going on YouTube trying to find some clips of you just hitting dingers all your high school career. Like, hit one 490, no big deal.
Yeah, that's whatever.
I wish.
It was all right.
Oh, well, awesome, guys. Well, we definitely appreciate you coming on, spending some time with us after a busy week and a late night last night. And, it isn't exactly getting easier this week. You've got 4 games against top 10 teams. So
Yeah, it'll be a tough week, but I know we definitely will give ourselves a chance to win and try and find ways to come together.
yeah, I mean, the matchups like that, sometimes it kind of just fires guys up. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, well, you take 3 out of 4 this week. And all of a sudden the opinion on the season changes very quickly.
Yeah.
So awesome. Well, we appreciate it, fellas. Thanks so
Yeah,
much again
appreciate
for
you
your
guys.
time. We'll be rooting you on this week and look forward to chatting with you again here soon.
No, thank you guys.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Yeah,
Thanks.
appreciate you guys. Thanks.
Thank you.
Hey, Ben. Whew, good kids.
Yeah, that was awesome getting both
Yeah.
those guys on, and they had a huge impact in getting that win on Saturday. I mean, just to keep the pitching rolling after hasn't been that way a lot of times this season. But man, just a great performance from both those guys and from JJ Gaddy on Saturday, which I think will lead us to.
Well, one sec before you, but I do want to say, I know I hate to. You were so set up. Well, I'm so sorry. But I just want to say, when you talk to those 2 guys, you see why they're having success as freshmen. I mean, those are 2 on the ball, mature, confident kids, man. Like that was a great time. I mean, sometimes you talk to, especially the younger guys, you pull it out of them a little bit. But I mean, that, like, you see why they're having the success they've had. But anyway, JJ Gaddy had a great game on Saturday. Oh, look at that. He was a pitcher of the week. Yeah. And I think, as we said, either Ben or Jackson really could have been. We went with JJ because he started the game, and we've had some real struggles with guys starting the game. So he had 4 scoreless, 1 hit, 1 walk, a strikeout. Looked great. Ben Tanton was right there in the conversation. 2 games. Got a win, 4 innings, no runs, 3 strikeouts, 2 walks. Maybe it's 4 strikeouts. I've got 3 strikeouts and 4 strikeouts. Who knows? He did give up. Yeah, I think he gave up the bases loaded, like all of Nick's runs. But I also think he should have been out of that with a strikeout, and then it was kind of a weird play in the out. They just that just stuff is beyond his control. Jackson, we know he got the save, 3 scoreless innings, 2 hits, no walks, a strikeout. Cole Lanford had another great week, two games, 5 1/3 innings, 2 runs, none earned, 3 hits, 2 walks, 8 strikeouts in 5 1/3 innings. Pretty great. And then Ethan Hubble had a great start there against Richmond, right? 3 innings, 3 scoreless, 3 walks, and a strikeout. So that was great to see. I think we're going to be a lot more successful team if Ethan can keep that going. Hitting wise, we kind of had to struggle to get some. It was kind of like this really was one of our least productive weeks hitting, and we saw that with the runs. But we gave it to Scotty. He was 5-14 on the week. He had a hit in all 5 games. Did hit the home run, 2 RBIs. Had 2 sacrifices. Evan Holman, I think if Evan had gotten one more game, we might have given it to him. He was 3 for 7, hit 2 doubles, 2 RBIs, and a walk. Will Johnson had a nice week. He was 5 for 16, had a walk, got hit by a pitch twice, stole a couple bases. And Zach Late had a weird week. He was only 3 for 13, which is only like 231, but he had 3 RBIs, had 7 walks and hit by a pitch. So he had a 524 on base percentage for the week.
Just
so strange week. They've been so hot to start the year with the bats. It's kind of thing I think at a certain point it just had to happen, where you're going to have a week or so where when everybody was hot at one time, it also means a lot of times everybody gets cold at the same time. So hopefully that's kind of maybe over and now everybody can get hot again. Who knows? It'd be nice to see.
Yeah, I think we faced some really good pitching over the weekend too, especially on that Friday. Jackson Shineflew, I believe his name is. He was the closer for Friday. 3 1/3, no runs, 2 hits, 7 strikeouts. I mean, he was absolutely filthy up there. I mean, that's one of those guys you come in, you got a lead, you bring him in, and you're probably going to win the game. And of course, they at that point had a pretty sizable lead on us. But Finny pointed it out that because they threw him 3 1/3 on Friday, he wasn't available Saturday. And that potentially helped us win. And we've had the luxury a little bit of roughing some of the starters up in the Sun Belt play and being able to get a little bit deeper in the bullpen, be able to either salvage a game, stay in a game, something like that. Pretty strong pitching. It's not going to get any easier this weekend. Southern Miss has got some dudes.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I think we all know this is going to be a tough week, but that's what you want. I mean, that's what you hope for is you want the competition. I mean, you're going to go, like I said, their rankings are different. It's either two top 20 teams, two top 10 teams, but it's never easy going to Charlottesville. But it's not like ODU hasn't gone out there and won plenty of times.
Yeah.
And Southern Miss, they've come and played us, and we've beaten them here before. We've beaten them down there before. So it's really just it's more of the same. It's like you gotta rise to the competition. You gotta go out and play like you can. We've seen this team when they win, they look amazing, and when they lose, it's like this is one of the worst baseball teams I've ever seen. Right? I mean, it's just it goes both ways. And so I'd love to see more consistency of just like, hey, you know what? We just kind of lost that game. We lost by a run, or hey, yeah, we won. We eked it out. We won. I'd like to see a little more of like a. Our EKG is real erratic right now. I'd like to see a little bit more of like a little bump on the line. But that just might be the kind of year it is. So hopefully they have the highs this week. It's they have not been uninteresting to watch. That's for sure. You do not know what you're going to get from day to day.
Yeah, I mean it's a full-on crapshoot. I mean, the team we saw on Saturday did not look like the same team we saw on Sunday. That is for sure. We saw a team on Saturday that was competing like hell, and they won a good close 2-0 game. And Sunday, it looked like they were still at the hotel. I mean, you knew it was going to be problematic from the start. You have a quick top of the first, and then you have error in the bottom half of first. You're like, oh boy, here we go again. And it just kind of cascaded down. But, baseball is a funky sport. You talk about going up to UVA. They're a really good team. They are absolutely loaded with talent. But they went up to Boston College. They lost that series, and they lost the series on Saturday 17-0. Crazy. They also Charlotte right after Charlotte beat us in 2 games.
And they're still top 10, which is wild. You lose 17-0 in conference, and then you still end up being top 10 in somebody's mind, which is wild.
Those fluky games. I mean, you look at Southern Miss, they're 5-4 in the conference, but let me tell you, their non-conference, they made some noise. I mean, they went to that Round Rock Classic. They were probably the team that people thought wouldn't win a game there. Mm-hmm. They beat Purdue, they beat Oregon State, they beat Baylor. They end up winning the whole thing there, going 3-0. They swept Louisiana Tech in Ruston. They've got wins over Mississippi State. They've beaten Ole Miss,
Alabama.
Yeah, I mean they've got a hell of a resume. But the conference plays a little
swept
funky.
Louisiana Tech. Yeah,
and that was on the road too. That wasn't they had to go up to Ruston and deal with the mess that's there in Ruston. But they lost the series at Arkansas State. It was a good competitive series. They get the series win on Troy, but they lost the Friday game. They take 2 out of 3 from App State. Like they have not played their best ball in conference yet. And I can promise you that team and their fans are looking at us as we're going to get it all together this weekend and go sweep ODU. That's what their mindset is. And that would be my mindset too. If I was a Mustard Buzzards fan here.
Yeah. I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed my trip down to Southern Miss last year. Their fans were, I mean, they're doing the obligatory like Southern like razzing thing out there, but it's like, they're not, maybe one of the players might feel different, but it never felt like hateful or mean. It was just kind of like, hey, this is what we do. And I felt they were very inviting and nice, and their folks were great. The coaches and staff, the players were all great. Southern Miss is one of those teams I don't have any problem like rooting for in like a general sense. Obviously not this weekend. I want to see them get swept this weekend, but like in a general sense, I'm like all for them being great. Other teams in the conference, I don't necessarily feel that way about. Some team from down south we're going to play a little later in the year, but Southern Miss, I'm all for. But yeah, I'm with you that you're right. If I'm their fans, I'm thinking like, oh man, we're licking my chops. But like you say, for anybody, it's conference is weird, and you're going on the road. It's not always easy to win games on the road. So our guys just got to show up and do what they can do. We're saying that, going to say every week. And as we pointed out last week, it was less time now, but there's still 21 games left in conference. That's a ton of games. Yeah. That's a lot of games too. Now you can keep on this path and end up being 10-20 and having a really not great year, or you can make some noise and make some moves and start having that confidence that they all should have and competing, and they can flip it around. You can easily be 20-10. It's going to be hard. You already started out at where it be 2-6. Yeah, that's going to be harder, but you can make it happen.
Well, I think we're 3-6. So we have at least avoided the conference sweep. It's hard for me too. But yeah, we avoided the sweep, and I think that's what's kind of keeping the hope alive. Where this is no longer all right. We need to start planning for the future. We're only 2 games out of the 4 seed, which is really weird to say when you look at this team and they have not accomplished what we expected them to accomplish.
Right.
But we still got 21 conference games to go and do the thing. It will be a very different environment for Southern Miss coming here. I mean, in my opinion, they have the best fan base in Sun Belt baseball. Like,
I think so.
Best fans, most engaged. They always show up. The Pete is packed down there. It's crazy.
It was awesome. It was a cool experience. I'm glad I got to do it.
Yeah.
Between that and Auburn, and then the Mississippi State road game that still had 4,000 people. Like, what a week. That was a year ago. I'm still like, man, that was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, if we somehow go back to Hattiesburg next year, I would love to go out there and experience that. But a little bit different environment, right? There are no fans behind home plate. Yeah. You can hear a little bit from the outfield, and if something good happens, obviously you hear the fans there, and that can throw some teams off a little bit, especially considering they've been at Mississippi State, they've been at Ole Miss. They're used to those intense crowds, and it's going to sound and look a little bit different with just bleachers without seats looking at you. But I think for them looking at this, if they don't sweep, they probably look at it as a little bit of a failure. For us, we have to get 1. Be great if we got 2. And the crazy thing of a sweep, I'm not even going to put that out there, but winning this series would pay dividends for us later if we're able to eke out 2 somehow.
I mean, look, you got to win your home series. I don't care who's coming in. You have a weekend at home. You need to win your home series. So we should be coming this weekend competing and do what we got to do to take these wins. I'm not going to, they're top 10. Great. Awesome. They're coming into the Bud, and this is our house. And you got to beat us in our house. So,
these guys got to show up with confidence and aggressiveness. Yeah. I mean, you're not the one with a number in front of your school, right? Like, the pressure is not on you to go out and win these games. You got to go win them, but hopefully just a little bit different approach. Watching Sunday was one of the more difficult ones I've watched this year. We've had some rough ones to watch in the series.
Yeah, but these guys, as I said, because we've seen the up and downs, we know they can do it. They just gotta, go out and compete and want to do it. So
gotta start.
Hopefully tomorrow night. I don't know. Is they're on with the ACN network or ACC? What is that on ESPN? Do I have to go to my parents' house and watch this? What are we doing with this thing?
So I think we had the same discussion last year. It's ACC Network Extra. So you would access it the way you do ESPN Plus, but you need to sign in with a cable provider that has the ACC network.
So I'll just go to my parents' house and watch it. That's fine.
Yeah, you can do that. Or my cheat code this past weekend, because I could not handle the mispronunciations from the South Alabama broadcast anymore, is pull up ESPN Plus, and I pull up the Fox 1310 radio with Ted in my ears, and I pause ESPN Plus until Ted is there.
Until
and
it catches up. Yeah.
You have to adjust it. You have to adjust it every now and then, because ESPN puts in about 15 seconds more commercials than there is a commercial break. So you're getting about 30 seconds behind every half inning. But that's the way I've been watching those games.
Great plan.
It's been much more enjoyable. Between Ted and Andy, they've both been doing a great job.
Yeah, they're really good.
Solo.
I was driving home, and it wasn't James with him. I'm not sure who the guy was with him today, but he was talking about how great Ted is. He's been working production with Ted this season on things. He was just talking it was like giving out game balls, and was talking about how great Ted is. And I was like, yeah, you're correct. He's really, really good at what he does. Yeah. And he passionately loves and cares about ODU in our sports, in our community. It's great.
And I popped in about the 6th inning of the Richmond game, and if you've been there, their stadium's kind of funky. Like, the seats behind home plate, you have to walk up a bunch of stairs, and they have kind of this outfield patio in left center. But I was watching the game, and I was hearing Ted, and I was like, this is weird, because I was just listening to Ted in the car on the way here, and I looked down, and he's in the second row behind the ODU dugout with all of his radio equipment calling the game. And I was like, oh, I'm hearing I'm seeing the magic unfold right here in front of me. But, I mean, weather wasn't terrible, but, not the best of accommodations. And it's
one right there, too, the lack of ego of, this guy's been doing it for years, and he does it in, the cushy basketball and football situations. And he's like, yep, I can do this midweek game in Richmond sitting in the stands. That's awesome. That's, again, talk about a guy who just loves what he's doing. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, we were in school about the same time, and like I think Jack Hankerson and Ted Alexander, those are the two voices that I hear in my head. Andy Mashaw is in there, Doug Ripley to some degree too for
really
baseball
great too. Yeah.
But yeah, it's gonna be weird if there's ever a day Jack Hankerson's not doing PA for something for ODU, because that's just I hear that and I think college.
Yeah. Well, and having him at so many Ties games for the year, he's just like Hampton Roads sports. So you just kind of hear it. You judge anyone else you hear based on like how they're not Jack.
Yeah, he needs to write a book.
Norfolk Academy basketball game. I was watching my nephew play at Norfolk Academy, and Jack was just there watching, and he's just like hanging out, and you hear him talking. You're like, oh, it's that funny thing of like, oh, that's just his voice. He's not putting on the voice,
Yeah, that's him. That's him. He's got a crazy history of sports in the 757. I hope someone has a book in the works or a documentary or something, because I'm sure he's got some amazing stories to tell.
That's so.
All right. Well, we got detoured there a little bit, but
I love it. So it was all love. It was all saying great things about people. That's always nice.
Yeah.
That's rare for me. That's what baseball does.
Yes. Well, all right. Well, at UVA on Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday series for the Sun Belt. If you show up Sunday looking for a game, you're going to be very disappointed. Thursday, 6 p.m. Friday
at
3, and then Saturday at noon. So an early start Saturday, but weather looks great. Should be a little warm. I'm gonna be sure to pack my sunblock again so I don't get yelled at. But looking forward to it. I mean, you've got opportunities to get potentially 4 ranked wins this week. Go out and try to get one, then get another, and get another, see what happens.
Just do it. One game at a time, one at bat at a time, one pitch at a time. Let's do it.
That works. All right. Well, we appreciate you all listening in, engaging with us on social media. It's been a lot of fun. But I will say, go Monarchs.
Go Monarchs.